All right, good evening, everyone. Ali here, July 9, 2025. S&P 500, we just grind up today nicely, and it's consolidating around 62.53. Market is kind of like in a corrective phase. Actually, my cycles are gonna start the correction potentially next week. To for 10 days, we may see some kind of like a correction, but at the same time, I'm bullish on the market. So even if we get a correction, it doesn't mean that the correction is going to be very deep or kind of like a crash. It's going to be a good buying opportunity because I believe that still market can poised up for another rally to 64, and ultimately I'm just looking for 6,900, 7,000 end of this year. It doesn't mean that it's straight all the way up to 7,000. We may see some kind of like a chopping around, especially we may have a months of August, September, October. All this is going to be volatile. And when we are getting to the November, December market, get back to the rally phase. So stay tuned for that one. The correction is going to be a good buying opportunity. We are in a bullish momentum. Before getting to the other indexes, the reason that I'm just inclined to the correction is we have this AAII just updated today, and you see that the bullish reading is 45%, which is pretty close to a 52%. If it goes above 50%, I would say this is extremely bullish and we are due for a correction. But it doesn't mean that the correction is going to start tomorrow. As I said, the second week of July, we may see some kind of like we are in the second week. When we finish the second week, starting next week, we are going to see the cycle period actually based on my models that shows market weakness. And the sentiment tells me as well. So we are in a bullish sentiment. This is a contrary indicator. It doesn't mean that when people are bullish, market is going to go higher. Usually when market is up, people are getting optimistic and sentiment is getting bullish. And usually when we see something like this, so we're going to see market correction after that. We want to see something like a more neutral to bearish when market is up. So that tells us a market can go higher and higher. And also fear and greed index, which is provided by CNN, we are at extreme greed. So when you see this, I would say this is too much optimism inside the market, especially by novice traders. So when I see this and when I see market is at all pretty close to new all-time high, we just have like another push to new all-time high. We just had new all-time high last week. And when I see this, I would say we should be careful about the market. Even if you want to go all in, so make sure just put like money into safe names, because when correction comes, potentially you're gonna see a sharp shakeout in your portfolio. I would say the correction can go all the way down to 6,000, maximum 5,900. So it's not going to be a deep correction. It's going to be less than 5% correction. However, that would be a great buying opportunity. Moving on to Nasdaq. Nasdaq is the same. It's just grinding higher. Today, we are pretty close to new all-time high. We are consolidating at 22,820, and that is new all-time high area. So if we get a correction to 22,000, which is going to be less than 5%, we're going to see another potential buying opportunity to tackle to this 24,000 area. So that's my kind of like the area that I'm looking at. For the Dow, we got the same. We got a deep down to 44,000, pretty close to 44,000. It doesn't go all the way down to 43,000 the way that I just say the correction is over, because the correction for Dow was very, very modest. Like you see that there is a shallow one, and we got a pullback today. So if we take out this, I would say 46, 45,000, then 46,000 is coming down the road. So stay tuned for that one. Boeing was one of the good names actually help out Dow to get higher. Moving on to gold. Gold just going up today. It's consolidating, very choppy consolidation. I would say gold, there are a couple ways that you can see the gold. We may see some kind of like a breakout and going all the way up to 3,600, or we may see some kind of like a pullback to here and then getting back to the upside. Both ways, I'm bullish on gold. I'm not bearish, and I'm not looking for a bearish reading on gold, just because even if we get a kind of like a rate cut in September, Not in July, I don't think so. But even if we get a rate cut scenarios in next few months, we may see some kind of like a pressure on dollar, and the gold can go higher. So we will see how it goes. The same as for silver. Silver is consolidating in this area, which is a 36 area, still consolidation. So this is a nice weekly consolidation. And when I see this, I would say even if a pullback to 34, 33 could be a potential scenario. Let me just bring this one here up here. You see that? So this is the area. Oops. This is the area that I'm looking at, 34, 35, which is middle of this white range bar. Even if we get to that area, that gives us a perfect buying opportunity. So still we are above 35, 33, which is a pretty nice consolidation for silver. And we keep it as is just because more consolidation, higher prices coming down the road, a 42 potentially to 44 by end of this year. Moving on to crude. Crude just have a doji bar today. Let me just go here to crude. Um, yeah, so we got a doji bar. We are consolidating here. And again, within this very, very modest rally, we got into overbought condition in crude as stochastic momentum. So this tells me that momentum still is not there yet. So um, but geopolitical tensions may start to picking up uh, August. So just be mindful with that one, because if geopolitical tensions spike up and we didn't go to a lower low, this means this is a bottom, this is a higher low, and this is a higher low, and we are going to see a higher high, potentially 80 to 90. And if we break out this trend line, if we get to 80, then any pullback to this broken trend line, that would be a perfect buying opportunity to 90.97, which I believe is coming down the road. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Bitcoin, and a bit spike up today nicely. We got above this 110 area, so 110,000 just engulfed to the upside, 111 right now, and the more consolidation leads us to new all-time high. Ethereum the same time, so we were pretty bullish with our subscribers. We are nicely in the money though, and we're just looking for potentially 4,000 price for Ethereum. US bond yield reversing back down after dead cat bounce. If we take out this at 3.69, it can easily dive to this area, which I believe it's happening potentially by end of this year, and that's going to release on gold. Dixie was actually, I don't have Dixie chart here. I don't know why, but anyway, so TLT, just the spike up today nicely, which has inverse correlation with a dollar. VIX going down, $15 uh, 94, and VIX is just getting to the downside. Potentially, it can go to $12. Dixie is here, so 97. We got small rally, but that rally was just a dead cat bounce, and we may see some kind of like a weaker dollar is coming down the road. Apple, just after a nibble correction, getting back to the upside, we may see some kind of like a nice rally to 227. And we will see how it goes. Amazon is the same. It's just nicely bullish consolidation here. So this is kind of like the corrective move. As I said, even if we go down to 215, we can go all the way up to 240 area. Meta nicely getting back to the upside, and we may see some kind of like engulfing 748 and getting to new all-time high. Microsoft poised new all-time high, established itself above 500. 503 today, 503.51. Fantastic scenario for Microsoft. Google, kind of like a doji bar, nice bullish consolidation here. And we may see another tackle for Google to potentially 188 to 190. Netflix getting back to the upside after just a small ending diagonal in the short term. And we may see some kind of like a rally potentially to double top or even new all-time high. Tesla, doji bar, no move today, 295. Stay below 300, but we may see some kind of like a spiky move is coming again with Tesla. Semiconductor index new all-time high, 285. today, and because of Nvidia. Stocks the same pattern, just doji bar still far from, and not that far, but still away from new all-time high, just because of the different allocation in the portfolio. Nvidia spike up new all-time high 162. Remember that we were calling this new all-time high, and it's just going higher and higher. AMD just getting back to the upside. Enable kind of like a uptick today, 138.41. Taiwan Semiconductor, 231 upside move. Texas Doji Bar just a slightly negative today. And Lam Research finally got into 101. Look at that. So we were waiting for this, and this is a gap institutional level. I kind of like a scale down my position today, just full disclosure. I didn't sell all, but just to scale down, just because we were nicely in the money though. So, and we took a profit out of it. XLF, which is financial spider, just doji bar today, positive, not a bad candle. KBE still bullish consolidation here. We may see another rally. KRE the same here. Just going up and down, but consolidating here, potentially 66.6 coming. JP Morgan going up and down, so still a week, and we may see some kind of like a bigger correction in this name, and it can go down to 254. Goldman Sachs the same here, so we may see some kind of like a correction is coming to 620 area. Bank of America, the same here. So we may see some kind of like a correction to this institutional level 44. Wells Fargo, the same here. So all in all, I should say banks are kind of like getting close to a corrective move. This can drag down the Dow Jones to the downside as well. GDX, gold miners at the same time going higher after yesterday, just the slaughter to the downside. However, the bigger picture still is a positive. So you see that this is a bull flag. And obviously, we are in a bullish momentum for gold market and gold miners. GDX trade the same here as well. So you see that the bull flag here. EM, the same scenario here. Newmont, the same scenario here. XLE, which is energy spider after yesterday's spike. Today we got kind of like a bearish harami, but this is kind of like a very slight negative day. So we may see some kind of like a consolidation for a next rally to 91. Exxon, after yesterday's surge, today we got kind of like again a bearish harami candle here. And Chevron, we got kind of like a positive momentum. Chevron is comparing to the other one is better. You see that this is a lower high, this is higher high. So Chevron picking up the momentum, engulfing this gap, and we potentially going to close this gap at 156 area. So we'll see how it goes. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.